So for this lab, we're going to explore the prompt engineering and best practices for designing effective prompts to improve the quality of your LLM-generated response. You will learn how to craft prompts that are concise, specific, and well-defined, focusing on one task at a time. So the lab also covers advanced techniques like turning generative tasks into classification tasks and using example to enhance response quality. So for the task 1, we're going to open the notebook in Vertex AI Workbench. Okay, so in the menu here, you can type in Workbench, click that. And you will see that it's an instance called Vertex AI Jupyter Lab. Click open this Jupyter Lab button. It will be open in a new browser tab. So task 2 is set up the notebook. Click on the intro prompt design. And in the select kernel dialog box, choose Python 3. You can go through the getting started and the import library sections of the notebook. So for the project ID, you can use this project ID that given to you. You can refer to your instruction page. So for the region, you can also use the region given to you. In my case, is Europe West 4. First, we will install this Google Gen AI. So you click on this line and then run it. And I see it's finished. Now you can do this part and run. Yep, it's done. And run this part is also done. Okay. So when you click on the task here, you will see it marked as screens is completed. Task 3, prompt engineering best practices. So prompt engineering is about how to design your prompt so that the response is what you want. The idea of using unfancy prompts is to minimize the noise in your prompt to reduce the possibility of the LLM misinterpreting the intent of the prompt. So in this session, you will cover the following best practice: be concise, be specific and well-defined. Ask one task at a time, improve response quality by including example. Turn generative tasks to classification tasks to improve safety. Okay, so let me finish running all this. Right now, I'm going to the be concise and run this. So, be concise, not recommended. The prompt below is unnecessary verbals. What do you think could be a good name for the flower shop that specialize in selling packet of dry flower more than a fresh flower? So you get the answer response back. You can go through it. So the recommended prompt given here is, the prompt below is to the point and concise. Suggest a name for a flower shop that sells packet of dry flower. And let's run this. Just wait a second. And the response will be back. Now you can check my progress. Yep, it's done. Next, we're going to run through be specific and well-defined. Suppose that you want to brainstorm creative way to describe Earth. So the prompt below might be too generic, which is certainly okay if you like to ask a generic question. Tell me about Earth. And run it. What do you think about this response? But if you give a different prompt, example here is generate a list of ways that make Earth unique compared to other planets. And there is a new answer come out. So it gives you this Earth stand out in the our solar system. And blah blah blah. I think I will like this answer more. Now check my progress. Yep, it's done. So the next is run through and ask one task at a time. What is the best method of boiling water and why is the sky blue? So this is also not recommended. Looks like you are asking different parts of the question and you can actually ask them separately. And the response come back. They still give you the answer. Not sure whether it's what you want. But what if we separate the question into two sections? What is the best method of boiling water? And then why is the sky blue? Yep, it's come back. Top contender, generally the best. So what's the difference? Looks like the first one is they give you the instrument to use to boil the water. And then good and common methods, nice, less ideal method. Right. And for the answer, why is the sky blue? As compared to the previous one, I don't see any difference. Now I can also check this progress. Yep, done. Next one is watch out for hallucination. Although LLM have been trained on a large amount of data, they can generate text containing statements not grounded in truth or reality. This response from the LLM are often referred to as hallucination due to the limited memorization capability. Note that simply prompting the LLM to provide a citation isn't a fix to this problem. There are instances of LLM provide false and inaccurate citation. Dealing with hallucination is a fundamental challenge of LLM and an ongoing research area. So it is important to be cognizant that LLM may seem to give you confident, correct sounding statements that are in fact incorrect. So note that if you intend to use LLM for the creative use case, hallucination could actually be quite useful. So let's try this prompt like the one here. We set the temperature to 1 so that it takes more risk in its choice. It is possible that it may provide inaccurate but confident answer. So the prompt is, what day is it today? So it gives you the answer. What do you think? It's confident, but today's date is actually not this date. So using system instruction to guardrail the model from irrelevant response, how can we attempt to reduce the chance of irrelevant response and hallucination? One way is to provide LLM with system instruction. Let's see how system instruction work and how you can use them to reduce hallucination or irrelevant questions for a travel chatbot. Suppose we ask a simple question about one of the Italy's most famous tourist spots. So the system instruction given here is, hello, you are an AI chatbot for a travel website. Your mission is to provide helpful query for a traveler. Remember that before you answer a question, you must check to see if it complies with your mission. If not, you can say, sorry, I cannot answer that question. So the prompt is given, what is the best place for sightseeing in Milan, Italy? Let's run this. Answer back, Milan offer incredible sight. So you can read this yourself. So they give you location name for the sightseeing, and they tell you why is it is a best place for sightseeing. Tell you the reason and where is it located. Okay, now the next one is let's pretend to be a user. Ask the chatbot for a question that is unrelated to travel. Say the prompt here is how to make a pizza dough at home. So the bot said, sorry, I cannot answer that question. So this is how you guardrail the prompt, prevented the chatbot from veering off the courses. Turn generative tasks into classification tasks to reduce output variability. Generative tasks lead to higher output variability. Let's look at the prompt below. In an open-ended response, useful for brainstorming, but response is highly variable. The prompt here is, I'm a high school student, recommend me a programming activity to improve my skill. Okay. So this is a very generic answer. So the next is choose one or two of these that sound most interesting to you and dive in. Oh, sorry, this is the one that is above. So the next is classification task reduce output variability. The prompt below result in a choice that may be useful if you want the output to be easier to control. So let's run this prompt. And the prompt here is, I'm a high school student, which of the activity do you suggest and why? A, B, C. A is learn Python, B learn JavaScript, C is learn Fortran. So they also give you my final recommendation. Right. How do you improve response quality? By including example. Another way to improve response quality is to add example in your prompt. Okay, let's see this zero-shot prompt. Below is an example of zero-shot prompting where you don't provide any example to the LLM within the prompt itself. So the prompt decides whether a tweet sentiment is positive, neutral, or negative. The tweet here is, I love the new YouTube video you make. So the sentiment is positive. Let's look at one-shot prompt. Below is an example of one-shot prompting where you provide one example to LLM within the prompt to give some guidance on what type of response you want. Decide whether a tweet sentiment is positive, neutral, or negative. So tweet here is, I love the new YouTube you make. New YouTube video you make. So sentiment is positive. Then another tweet is, that was awful, super boring. Then your sentiment here is you blank. Let's run this and see. So the answer written here is negative. Let's do a few short prompts. Below is an example of a few short prompting where you provide a few examples to the LLM within the prompt to give you some guidance on what type of response you want. So the prompt here is, decide whether a tweet sentiment is positive, neutral, or negative. The tweet here is, I love new YouTube video you make. It's positive sentiment. Tweet here, that was awful, super boring. The sentiment is negative. The last tweet here is, something surprised me about this video. It was actually original. It was not the same old recycled stuff that I always see. Watch it, you will not regret it. The sentiment is blank. So you let the model to decide. Yeah, it says here positive. So let's mark my progress now. I think all of them will be green. Yep, it's all done. We have completed the lab. So choosing between the zero-shot, one-shot, few-shot prompting method, which prompt technique to use will solely depends on your goal. The zero-shot prompts are more open-ended and can give you creative answer, while the one-shot and few-shot prompts teach the model how to behave so you can get more predictable answers that are consistent with example provided. Thanks for watching.